It's probably.
But many
up there.
also believe that Breaking Bad is about a good man turning into an evil one. Walter White makes many choices in Breaking Bad that may seem immoral or unethical. There are different points in the show where Walter White's character gets irredeemable for people. This will be an ethical analysis of Walter White, to understand that Walter White did absolutely nothing wrong. Some people argue that Walter's life wasn't really that bad before, but Walter didn't have a good life to begin with. Walter White is completely mistreated by those around him. He got cut out of a billion-dollar company by his old business partners Gretchen and Elliot. His students in chemistry class have absolutely no respect for him. And Hank basically calling him a weak man in this scene.
No, it's just heavy.
That's why they hire men.
His son calls him names.
You're a pussy.
He doesn't even care if his own father dies.
Then why don't you just fucking die already?
And all his wife does is give him bad manual sex and veggie bacon. And on top of all of this, he gets diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. People think of Walter as a good guy in the first episode, but he's only good through inaction. And Walter truly becomes a good man as the series progresses. Now, some would argue that Walter had a good life and he blew up his family because of his own actions, and it was his fault that they hated him. But this is simply not true. Walter wasn't a bad guy, he just became based. Let me define this term because it can get a little confusing. Based, when used as an adjective, means based on itself.
That's right.
This term was coined by the based god. Here, Joe Rogan does a great job of explaining what based means in a contemporary context.
Like based, like there's, what's that dude, Lil B, the based god, is that his name? But I didn't know what based means, but I've heard it used a bunch of times, and it's always a positive descriptive. And there's an Urban Dictionary definition. Based is all about being yourself and not caring about what anybody else thinks. That bag looks gay on you. I don't care, I'm based.
Now, what makes Walter White so based is that he didn't have a father figure, but he still turned out to be a great role model for the young men in his life to look up to, Walt Jr. and Jesse Pinkman. Walter White is a great male role model for these boys and young men all around, because he possesses something that is absent in a lot of men today. And that, my friends,
didn't he poison
power.
a fucking
The definition of power
or
is
some
possession
shit?
of control, authority, or influence over others. To illustrate
Why
the
is this
importance of
sucking
power in a
Walter's
father
dick?
figure, let's look at the Oedipus complex by Sigmund Freud. In the young boy, there's a conflict that arises, because the boy develops an unconscious sexual desire for his mother. Envy and jealousy are aimed at the father. The hostile feelings towards the father lead to castration anxiety, an irrational fear that the father will castrate, remove the penis, as punishment.
What?
Now, the important part is that to cope with this anxiety, the son identifies with the father. Through this identification with the aggressor, boys acquire their superego in the male sex role. So according to Freud, it is extremely important to have a powerful father figure to shape one's superego. And Walt's journey is all about taking the power that he never had before. He becomes the danger. A great example of Walt being a great role model is when he teaches his son how to be a real man and hold his liquor down. He shows Hank that he is the man of the house now.
It's my son, my bottle, my house.
And he takes the power that he never had. Walter stands up for his son by stepping on the ankle of the Chad.
What's wrong, Chief? Having a little trouble walking?
When Walter White caused him and Jesse to get the upper hand on Tuco, this represents Walt attaining more power. There is a great crossover with the Halo franchise in this scene. Walt even decides to blow up this guy's car with his newfound power. This is deep symbolism because it represents
Cool
the
guys
evils of the
don't look at
BMW Corporation
explosions.
and its horrid corruption. Walter works so hard and cooks breakfast and dinner and even buys Junior a car. And Skyler kicks him out and gives all of his money to Ted Beneke. Most importantly, Skyler also subjects us to the most cringy moment in television history.
Happy birthday to you.
Skyler
Happy birthday to you.
was to blame. Walt
It is
a-
fucking cringe, but he's not wrong. I can't think of a better show than Breaking Bad though. Like if I had to pick one show top of the hill, I would pick Breaking Bad. Not Game of Thrones. No. If you can only pick one show, I'm pretty sure you would pick Breaking Bad. Yes. Not Rick and Morty. No. You can watch a Rick and Morty episode and be like, that was fucking amazing episode. But you don't. It's easy to make shows that don't have a what is the word? Like that doesn't give the viewer a need to watch the next episode immediately, right? Continuity, yeah, I guess that's the best. There are tons of those shows that are great, like Rick and Morty. A lot of other shows are famous for that, but I don't really like them. For example, Doctor House, or whatever the fuck those, The Wire. I don't know. I like South Park, yes I do, but it's hard to make one that it has the need to watch the next episode for the viewer. True Detective